Hey, everybody, it's that time again. It's Tuesday night, and that's right. This is the way we see it right here on FFN Radio Network. If you want to check out the show, go to FFN Radio Network on Facebook, go to FFN Radio Network on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Telegram, Kick. We're on Kick now. And yeah, that's the deal there. I'm sorry I'm a little dark. Uh, It's the backlighting. Not much I could do about that, but it will adjust itself as it gets a little bit darker. With that being said, we got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Um, Sorry, I'm a little dark. Yeah. Yeah. So tonight, we're gonna go over, DeSantis. He's jumping in. A lot of the boys here on the panel said that, yeah, no, he wouldn't do that, but he's gonna be jumping in, and of course we're gonna cover some of what's going on with the president of the United States, and everything else that's current that's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, let me introduce the boys and Mr. D,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Jim, Mr. B, and
Howdy, my friends. We're around the world, across the nation, and up your address. I'm here in Epping, New Hampshire, home of three of New Hampshire's governors. Thank you very much.
And our special guest tonight, Mr. Donald. How you doing there, pal?
I'm
How we
right.
doing tonight, boys? How's everybody doing? Um,
Hey,
Fabulous.
I just want to get this out real quick, and then we can get on with the show. But what the hell is going on with the Celtics?
oh man, Jesus! Tonight's it. Tonight is it.
Yes.
Tonight
Yeah.
is it. I watched the last game before that, man. On defense, they're just standing around, like literally standing around. Guys running by them, getting baskets. I mean, it's like, come on. But
Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch basketball, man. So
yeah, we understand. We
yeah,
understand.
or football or
Yep.
baseball or
Yeah, we understand.
I know.
any
Jim's
balls.
the Harley guy with the rock band and everything else, so I get it.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good
sir.
call, Donnie.
But
Hey,
hey, man, I'll come hang out. I don't think I don't like that stuff too, man. I'm good, but I like some sports.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
I'll tell
guys,
you what's
Well,
wrong
it's
with the
beautiful
Celtics.
weather up here we're having in Massachusetts.
I'll tell you what's
Very
wrong with the
nice with
Celtics, boys. I'll
motorcycle
tell you
riding.
very much. Very easy right now. The same thing that's wrong with the Red Sox, with the Bruins, is what wrong with the Celtics.
and this country.
$75 beers and hot dogs, overpriced tickets to get in the door,
you got to get on.
bunch of problems parking. Nobody gives a fiddler's
No,
you know what. Okay,
no,
it's all about money. It's not about the game. So
you got to get on FFN Radio Network Facebook page, and we are also live on YouTube. FFN Radio Network also on YouTube. The show has started, folks. We need to get over here. There's the boys in the panel. And with that being said, you want to hear more? Go to FFN Radio Network on Facebook and YouTube. All right. I'm feeling fairly well myself. Donald, how's things with you, my friend?
it's good, but there's nothing special about me being a guest, so we'll be all right. Weather's warm. It's getting hot, and Texas is just being Texas, so enjoying
I
life.
hear you.
Hey, do you how I don't know, I probably asked you this before, but I'm burnt out. So um do you live close to Demas?
No,
No.
I
So do you
am.
have what's the story with the illegal immigrants down in your neck of the woods?
Well, I go get my every time I see the guy up there, I got to stand up. I go get a taco, or I go get a little watermelon drink, and hey, I carry on, man. Because in Kyle, where I'm at, South Austin, you don't see it like everything on the news. It's just too far away. It hasn't been this way yet, you know.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure. I gotta ask, as I don't know what your actual
What's the
location is
question?
from the board. Like if he's
Oh
if he's seeing this giant influx of illegal immigrants that were
no,
waiting at the border there.
no, I'm not seeing it too far yet. It looks
No.
about normal here. I'm about 3 hours from the border, 2, 3 so ish.
What's up, D?
No, just to add on the immigration, what's going on here? It is definitely cooled down. Uh, Father Ram is a street here that runs parallel to the Sacred Heart Church here in central El Paso, and that's all cleaned up. It's all cleaned up. They've been bussed out and moved out to your location.
Oh, no kidding. Isn't that nice?
This
Isn't
immigration
that nice?
problem is not California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. It's not only our problem now; it's everybody's problem.
Yeah. Well, it was always everybody's problem. It was just yours first. Everybody's paying for it.
I don't know
Touche,
that
Francois, touche.
hey, them folks were a little afraid going up the Mason-Dixon line. You know what I mean?
I can imagine they should be.
Yeah.
And they ain't afraid over here. We're welcoming them with licenses
What
and
state?
all
What
kinds of fun
state?
shit.
What state just called like a state of emergency because they got too many immigrants being shipped there?
I believe it was New York.
I was going to
Yes.
say, I'm
I believe
pretty
New
sure
York,
it's New
yes.
York.
Yeah, New York.
Sanctuary city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Sanctuary city bitching about getting migrants in their city. Yeah.
Hey,
But
I got a
we're right behind
question.
them, too.
I got a question for Mr. B, and I'm sorry, Jim.
No.
Mr. B.
Yes, sir.
So, New York City claims itself as a sanctuary city. What benefits do they get from the government? Have you ever heard that?
To be perfectly honest with you, I really don't know what government benefits they receive. I'm sure every Tom, Dick, and whatever that's in the liberal pinko party wants to take and fork over whatever kind of loans and money free this and food free that and whatever else over to them, they're going to wind up getting. But as far as things that are on the books and on the records being an absolute, I have absolutely no idea.
I can add to one on that, and you just sparked a little brain matter I still have left. Army's rough. On the sanctuary cities, the local law enforcement, Donnie, you can correct me because this will probably hit you too. They're not required or they won't report illegal immigration to ICE. I know that's a fact.
That's crazy.
And that's all I have on that.
Yeah.
Did you gentlemen, by any chance, happen to hear the latest casual jaunt through lunacy by trying to say that illegal immigrants should be allowed to file for jobs as police officers?
You're shitting me. No, I didn't hear that.
No, not at all.
Well, I was just trying to chime in on and answer Dee's question too. I sent you guys a link a little ways back. They just put aside like a whole bunch of money in Massachusetts for programs for illegal immigrants. You know, like Medicare or health stuff and all kinds of stuff that they can get. I was looking for the article as well. I was kind of detached from the conversation there, but I'll find it. And
Yes, sir.
And our heroes, our soldiers that come home
get nothing.
get nothing.
It's amazing.
Hey, Mr. B, I'd like to get back on that comment. And I'm pretty sure there's a little vetting process to making immigrants to police officers. But I need to pump the brakes, set the parking brake, get out, look at my back, but the American public is fine with migrants going into the military. That is cool, but law enforcement, no. Donnie?
There was a time, my friend,
Go ahead.
when during the Civil War,
Hey,
people that were coming in, they told them, look, if you sign up and go into the Army, you will be given automatic citizenship immediately. And that was done. And that's probably what they're talking about doing. But if you're a police officer, you can't have a serious criminal record if you're going to be a police officer. And these people have broken federal freaking law.
But
How much more
Yeah.
serious can this go?
Yeah, no, you got them already, Mr. B. I got you. They already broke the law by entry into this country. Got it.
I
Got
don't
it.
know.
So is that a felony or is that a misdemeanor? Because misdemeanors, they sweep real quick under the rug.
Well, I think it's bullshit. I think you should be sent back immediately. I don't care what it is, man. You're not supposed to be here, dude. What other country can you do that in, right? Like,
Not many.
yeah. Some countries they just kill you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Some countries they just leave you out there on the street and they'll be like, well, we'll get to you when we get to you, and hey, hope you got some money for food because ain't nobody handing you a baggie with some cash and a phone and hey, here's some vouchers for some food. That shit ain't happening. You
Yeah.
better fend on yourself. So
Donnie,
as
Donnie,
far as
could you?
people going in the military to get their immigration or get their green cards or their citizenship, that's been going on for decades. We know that.
Right.
So if that's a requirement to go in the military and you've got to do this so many years, okay, good. The
Let
law
let
enforcement piece,
let me just say
I
something
don't
though,
know.
Donnie, real quick. The law enforcement piece, but the guys that we served with, they still had to go through the same process to get
Yeah,
their citizenship. It wasn't just walk across the stage, right hand over left, and bang, and you're done. No, man.
no. They went through the same process and it gave them the work history and it met all the requirements. It was just that process became a lot shorter for them. It became a lot shorter than your average person trying to come through and do it the other way. That was the main benefit of that. So if you're doing that with the law enforcement thing, and the way you're doing law enforcement now with these, psych social worker people, their jobs or whatever industry that's got to be along with law enforcement. Hey, if you're telling them you want to be a citizen, this is what you need to do, and you got to go enforce some discipline and some standards. Hey, maybe they're getting low level jobs that anybody could do. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it makes them earn, and maybe they appreciate America and being through this process a little more. I.e., the one player that just got saved from Russia. There's a prime example of how you come back home and now you have a different appreciation.
No titty
Yeah.
So
Brittany.
hey, let's think about it because this is my, I guess, dilemma with immigration. And if you ever talk to anybody, I mean, I'll tell you flat out. I sat in the damn smoke pit in Iraq talking to Basinus. I can't say his name for nothing. I just called him Mr. B. He called me Sergeant B. So
Wasn't got
easy,
nothing to do
right?
with me there, buddy.
Right.
Sorry.
But I just couldn't say the guy's name. Great
In
guy.
any
He was
case,
our
yeah.
interpreter. He was the interpreter assigned to our unit. So when we went on route patrol or the guys went out on whatever route clearance, they had an interpreter. Well, guess what? You sit there and talk to dude and just have a conversation with him, and you'll realize that they want nothing more than what we want. They just want a better life, and that's all they're trying to find. So you got to keep that in mind when you're trying to help somebody too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, dude, and again, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if that's where it ends and that's what the goal is, but that's
Right.
not necessarily the goal here for a lot of these people. I mean,
No, it's not.
and the other side of that for me is, you know what? We got enough problems at home right now. We can't even pay our bills. I mean, we're up against another one of these ridiculous, debt limit situations where politicians just get to use this as another crisis and a tool to smash through some more spending we can't afford. But with that being said,
Ding, ding,
is
ding.
the whole point here? It's not like this isn't costing us money. The whole situation boils back down for me is my freedom in this country should be also come along with the freedom to be free from you. And the more and more illegal immigration is allowed to be just swept aside, or we're giving these people all this free assistance, it does encroach on my freedom because it's my money. And whether you like it or not, money is freedom. It's not all there is, obviously, but you get the point. It's still money out of my family's pocket for things that I want to do in my free time. And it costs us money. That's all I got to say. It's that's the way I feel about it. In a different time, sure. Right now, I don't think I don't think is the time. I also think that we've hit that point already of no return in this country, dude. Just to touch back on the whole debt ceiling situation. I mean, anybody can look at this over the last 30 years and go, it was probably about 30 years, right? Clinton, he was the last guy who had an actual budget that's balanced. And since that time, it just keeps going further and further and further. How are we possibly ever going to pay this off? We're not, right? So we're fucked anyway.
This is why I keep saying,
I mean,
let it come, let it
there's
happen.
nobody. Yeah, you almost have to, because you can't right now honestly sit here and say that there is any sort of a plan to pay down this budget. All they want to do is spend more. I mean, this is in the money that you see that we're actually in debt. Those don't include any unfunded liabilities like Social Security, which is probably double what that number is. I don't know. It's insane, dude. We're going down a hole we're never going to be able to get out of, and all they want to do is spend more money.
And Jim, and I know Donnie, you got this next, and please hold your thought. And you're talking about that freedom, and you think we'd be a little tighter on the border. Let's get our shit fixed, because us taking and I think when it's all said and done, we're going to get probably 7 to 10 million migrants during this time came in this country. Yes, because I believe we're up to like 3 or 4 million. But wouldn't you? Don't you want to fix your own house? And Donnie's got the best marketing campaign to get rid of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's plain and simple. It's like anything else. If you're in debt, you don't spend more. You got to go to and that's all we keep doing. Every year, it's increased. There's more programs. There's things that are extended. I mean, dude, we're talking about it seriously here. We're talking about the state of California giving millions of dollars away for reparations. Right?
How much?
I mean,
how much?
Well, I'm saying millions because it's a lot more.
No.
Billions.
Let's get the real stuff out. If we're going to inform the public, let's get the real numbers on the table.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual number is.
He's going to tell
Trillions.
us.
Well, in the end, I'm sure.
Trillions.
The funny thing about that too is that's only going to make things so much worse in this country. How can that make anything better? Right?
It's not.
How can that make anything better?
Done. You're going to print
it's
paper
another
that's worth
carrot.
nothing.
It's another political. I don't know. Maybe they will. That's my point. What does it matter at this point? We're never going to pay it off anyway. Like, we might as well just go for the.
Well, then Scotland should do the same thing with the UK. They should want some reparations for making them slaves for all those years.
Yeah, I mean, where does it end with that?
It doesn't. It just doesn't. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. Sorry for talking over you, buddy.
I don't care, dude. I'm married. We do this all day long. This is how
I
discuss with my wife, man. That's why I'm so good at it.
These people are out of their minds.
Yeah, there's no way it's sustainable, and I just don't understand. Here's even a worse thing to think about, which I think about this shit all the time. Like, if we were able to go, all right, this country is about as corrupt as any third world country, if not probably even more. Over the last couple of weeks, with listening to the shit that came out with the FBI, the CIA, the fact that they actually, and I was always like, there's got to be, somebody must have had some actual real evidence. There's no way they couldn't. And come to find out, they really didn't. It was bullshit. The whole thing was bullshit. Almost all of that Russia stuff was uncorroborated by anybody. People knew about it, perjured themselves. They dragged the dude through the absolute mud. And then even after the fact, he still made it through that. They shit on this guy and tore him apart for 4 goddamn years over absolute lies. They absolutely had influence on an election. And where does it end? Even if you took every single person out of this government, just erase it right now, what are you going to replace him with? This country is so torn and divided, 180 degrees apart from opposing sides. There isn't a gray area to be found. You couldn't replace it with a functioning government. You couldn't. You can't find 2 people from either side of that middle line to actually sit in a room and negotiate. So every single direction I look at this country and our government right now is a major implosion.
I agree. And with that being said, we got a video right here, right now. We're going to throw up there with just the topic you're talking about. Let's take a listen.
Islands.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At least you got a document from the FBI. We here, your colleagues in Congress,
We have
don't get
sound here
documents from you.
somewhere.
I hear it.
What are you
Yeah,
doing?
yeah,
You hear it?
Yes.
loud and clear, buddy. Sounding good.
Chairman, at least you got a document from the FBI. We here, your colleagues in Congress, don't get documents from you, don't get material from you.
That document was sent to
This
Chairman
is
Adler,
my
or
5
Ranking Member
minutes.
Nadler.
This is my 5 minutes. I didn't
I'll give you
yield
extra
to you.
time, but
out
it went
here,
to Chairman
fuck.
Adler
I didn't
or
yield to
Ranking
you.
Member Nadler.
I didn't yield to you, not Mr. Allen's testimony, not a lot of testimony. But, you know, I do and am concerned when I hear about people not being able to provide for their families. That does upset me as a parent, as a daughter of law enforcement, a granddaughter of law enforcement. I don't come from a place where I do not respect law enforcement, and I understand the sacrifices that they and their families make. Mr. Allen, do you know who Brian Reagan is?
Is the name Brian Reagan?
Yes, do you know who that is?
I'm not aware of a...
Okay, Brian Reagan was an Air Force individual, an Air Force airman who sold classified information to China, Iraq, and Libya. Mr. O'Boyle, do you know who Reality Winner is?
I believe I have heard that name before.
Yes, Reality Winner was an Air Force also, an NSA contractor who in 2018 pleaded guilty to multiple violations of Espionage Act as a contractor who leaked information about the Russian interference in the 2016 elections. Do any of you up here sitting there know who Jack Terexra is, right? We all know who he is. He's the young man in the National Guardsman in Massachusetts who leaked massive amounts of classified information. So because someone served our country in the military and that they do work for a federal agency does not exempt them immediately from being someone who could potentially commit espionage or lose security clearances. We give everybody a pass just because they served our country. We respect their service. But if they break the law, then that means that they have to face the consequences. If individuals do things that they're in the process and it determines that they are in fact have to have their security clearances removed, then that's what happens. So, my father served, all of my uncles served, people in my family served in the military, and we all respect that. But that does not give individuals a pass and means that they cannot be questioned about their security clearances and their allegiances later on to the country. You know, my colleague, Mr. Goldman, asked questions about Kash Patel, his engagement, his involvement with some of the witnesses here. Even another one of my colleagues brought up a testimony from Mr. Hill. He was just in awe and could not believe, he was chilled by what he said about Bank of America. I'm chilled by that same individual saying that the FBI are brown shirts, that they're Nazis, that the law enforcement agency are in fact Nazis. That's a more chilling component to me. But, this is more of the same that we see each and every time that we're here. First, just it was demonstrated in the process that we're in right now, an unwillingness to follow precedent, follow the rules. The rules don't apply when it comes to the Republicans. They want different set of rules for themselves than everyone else. They want a different set of rules for their political beliefs than other individuals have. Individuals who are espousing their beliefs on the job where they're not supposed to, it's okay when it's their beliefs, but if it were somebody else, then a different set of rules would apply to them. Hiding information, it's all part and parcel of the Republicans.
Okay, guys.
I don't even know where to begin with that one, dude.
Can I take the lead on this?
Yes,
Y'all here?
please.
Yeah, Donnie, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I just I was
You're one of my
we,
biggest
I was
professional
referencing
critics.
Talk
the
amongst
article I
yourselves,
sent you
please,
earlier
because
about
I can't hear shit. Now I got to figure out why.
All right. So, are we communicating to our viewers? Can they hear us?
Yes.
Okay. So this this is the whistleblower case. I was texting you guys, and I got back some responses that I really didn't think. I wasn't on the same level as Mr. B, Jim, and especially Donnie. So I just want to break this down to where
Are
Mr.
you hearing him talk? I
Yeah.
can't hear shit.
We can hear him, yes.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Okay, where was I at, man?
You said we weren't on the same level as
Oh,
us.
man.
Uh,
No, yes, exactly. On what I thought, you know, and it was feelings, and feelings are right and or bad, but they don't count. So what I'm asking you guys is this is what I interpreted, and I want to go by all for you guys and say what did I was I what I saw, was it wrong, or what I saw, was I right, and that's all.
all right.
So this was the three whistleblowers. The four gentlemen you see in the front, from the left to the right, the first three, those are your guys. Those are all ex FBI guys. And the last guy is their attorney, speaking and defending them three. Garrett O'Boyle, 6 years, U.S. Army, uh, 101st Airborne. If you guys ever watched Saving Private Ryan,
Yep.
you'll see the Screaming Eagles patch, but it was the Rangers that saved Private Ryan. But no, and the other two guys were Marines. I they I researched them and stuff. I'm not familiar. Obviously, I'm more familiar with the Army. Who hats are off. Okay, so these are the three whistleblowers. It came up to the committee, and then I think the split is 10-9 on this committee. Republicans are all they hold a lot because of that little bullshit lead they got in the midterms. This this attack that this so-called congresswoman from the fucking Virgin Islands, what what in her bag does she bring besides tourism to the Congress to be part of a committee like this?
Nothing.
And you know something, I never knew. I Does Puerto Rico have an affiliation with a House of Representatives? I don't know.
I don't
And
know.
I don't think they do. So I'm like, what the? I want Puerto Rico. Fuck Virgin Islands, man.
Puerto Rico is a protectorate. It's not.
A possession.
It is not involved in that way.
Yeah, but Virgin Islands is, man. You know. But anyways, so the lady, she's the ranking member. So they had a meeting. We know they all had a meeting, and her opening statement was, and this is where I think we differ a little bit. Her narrative was, okay, you guys get this. I'm going to hit them right there on the credibility, and I'm going to use the bullshit that my grandfather and my father were cops. No comparison, sweetie. None.
Mhm.
And she did it. She did a pretty decent job because she had me sitting out of my chair when I first saw it, man. Um, and I go back to that FBI agent, and I go back to guys in the army that would just go in the army, do their little thing, and get a little stepping stone. And the big where they were going to land as they used the army in a stepping stone was the FBI. So they're right on the career progression track to be an FBI agent. Why didn't that chick use people that murdered people in the army? Because we do have our sorry ass killers. She went right to fucking espionage, right to espionage, and that right there, that encompassed a big fucking thing of what's going on. So I'll leave it at that. I think she's a piece of shit. I wouldn't poke out a fire with my own pee on her. Um, what she said was blasphemy. And that Garrett old boy, the kid to the left, that's what an American looks like, and the other two. But I focused more on Garrett because my bias was with the Army. The other two gentlemen, mighty fine, and they were with the Marines. But I can't speak for the Marines. Donnie, so was I off? Was I off kilter?
Oh, I think you're way off kilter. Way off kilter.
All right, go on.
One, I just did 2 minutes of research on her. She's born in New York. Okay, she represents the Virgin Islands because her parents were there. She visited that a lot because that's where family was, so she got that custom. Father is a police guy. Mom was in the court system as a clerk. Got it. You fell in love with the law. At no point did I hear her attack any one of those three. I didn't hear her attack any of them. I didn't hear her attack it. Hold on, Demon. I let you have your spiel.
Yes, of course.
What she says is 100% true. She might have used the wrong word when she said give them a pass, because not really give a pass, but reality is this. If you served, if you're in law enforcement and you do this kind of espionage crap, guess what, man? Am I going to look twice and make sure my facts are straight before I got you? Yeah. Before I go after you? Yeah, you probably will. And don't tell me a cop or somebody else. I know damn well when I pulled out my license, it says veteran on it. They probably like, hey, man, slow it down for me. 82, 87's a little quick. Take it down to 82, right? So, and I know damn well the sheriff, when he caught me doing about 130, only gave me a ticket for 100. I know that hooked up into play. So, yeah, there's some benefits. And do people say, hey, do they think twice before looking at it? Sure. Do they get a pass? No. Nobody in the military that's broken the law and done the espionage and got caught like anybody else has gotten a pass. These three people are not going looking for a pass. What they're doing is telling you the truth, and they're letting everybody else decide what you want to do with it. So,
are you done?
I'm good.
Mr. B?
I'm going to be real brief about this. Why are we giving a crusty witch like this any credence whatsoever? Somebody like this, you just move along. The more you talk about it, the more you bring them into the forefront, the more credibility they earn from people talking about it. Brush her off. Move along.
Jim? Mr. Jim? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't know. Now, one of those guys, this is the same whistleblower story, making sure I'm correct because I'm getting a little messed up here. One of these dudes came out on they basically took all his shit away, stripped him of his security clearance. This is the same guy I'm talking about, right? I think it was one of the Marines.
Yeah, that's Marcus Allen, the light-skinned brother.
So I don't know. I missed the whole part of them getting a pass or anything like that. I just she's a scumbag in my opinion. I don't know. Go ahead, Donnie. I don't know.
No, I mean, if they lost their security clearance, and I guess these investigations finally paid off. Three FBI agents got in trouble. They got their security clearance removed because they did something wrong. They got held accountable. Now they're whistleblowers, and you expect everybody on the panel just to open arms and say, "Oh, everything's true." If you got in trouble and you got your security clearance removed, and now you're a whistleblower, that goes to your integrity right there.
No, well, it was. I thought it was the other way around.
No,
the guy was trying to. What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, he was trying to bring out the right. He was trying to say the right things, bring it out.
Yeah,
hey,
exactly.
This is wrong.
And then that it was after he did that his shit got revoked. That's the way I understood the story. Was he said, "Hey, something's wrong here," and he was a whistleblower, and then they ended up saying, "Oh, well, what we're going to do is we're going to relocate you." They relocated him and his family. They put all his shit in storage in like a government whatever, and then when they got there, they pretty much said your shit's revoked, you're suspended, and left the dude high and dry. He couldn't even get his shit. That's the story that I heard. So I don't. That's why I'm confused as to like, what is this bitch saying?
Blaze, you got anything to add?
No, go ahead, guys. You're doing very well.
What was the dude's name?
No, because I just want to hit on this shit. Damn, Donnie, standard for FBI. Go ahead, Jim. It'll come to me.
I was gonna say, if I could find the link for this video, dude, and send it. Like that guy's story. Did you have the part of like his testimony or when he was talking in front of them and stuff?
Oh yeah, it's out there.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
looking for.
And
because when you listen to that side of the story, dude, all right, I don't know, is this guy actually lying, or is that what they did? Because this is the way he's making it out to sound. But all of these guys are like, dude, if you come out against these people, this is what happens to you. They ruin your life. They take it all.
Yes,
you got nothing.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why these people fall in line, because once you're suspended and lose a security clearance, that's it. You can't get a job anywhere, dude. You're gonna go down to what, 7-Eleven and try to get a job? Like, where did you work last? Oh, I was an FBI agent. You know what I mean? Then they're never gonna let that happen, dude. So
no, it's sad. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, I was just gonna say, if he got all this stuff done after the fact, then there goes some malpractice lawsuits probably coming to the FBI. But didn't no boy that just buried, or what was his name, that just did the 4 years and detailed? We talked about him last week. He detailed all the FBI, how they did all this bad shit with the Russian invasion. I mean, can't you correlate what that guy is saying with that report?
Yeah.
No, Donnie. No, Donnie, but no, hear me out, please. So if I'm a Democrat, I'm going to say shame on you, Miss Plaskett. You shouldn't open, because understand the proceedings, okay? They're sworn in, boom. All three give their statement. Then it goes to the captain of the, I don't know what the name is. I know it's Jim Jordan. He makes a 5-minute statement. Then she goes. She went right for the heart, Dave. I would have left that a little later down the road. Let them speak. Let the questions come out. She went right for the heart, man. Donnie, I am totally disgusted with this woman, bro. Because when she made that statement, she called you a piece of shit and me piece of shit.
How?
Amen.
How did she call me a piece of shit?
Bro,
because
look,
she said
she's
something to hold me
fucking
to a standard?
No, Donnie, Donnie, that's the
listen.
problem. We're held to a higher standard. Blaze could go fucking kill somebody tonight. All they will say is his name. You kill somebody, it will say fucking U.S. Army Sergeant First Class fucking killed this guy. And you know something? Blaze, man, probably fucked that person up more, and yours was probably manslaughter, an accidental.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Fuck 'em. Fuck them. Nah, bro.
That's the media. That's the media. That has a shit to do with her.
But
media
Donnie,
been doing that to
Donnie,
veterans forever.
No, go back to her. What does she have in her portfolio? Fucking garbage. New York, okay. Virgin Islands, Grandpa. What does she do for a job, man?
She's a lawyer, James.
If anybody questions what
Kamala
he is
Harris?
saying,
We have a
take a look
Kamala
at that
Harris.
poor sub from down in the subway down in New York. The Marine who put that guy to sleeper hole. Look what they're doing to him.
But
turned
Congress.
himself in, he's out on bail. Yes,
Right.
he's told he's got to stay in the city like anybody else that's going through a proceeding.
But Donnie, Miss Plaskett, the ranking member of that committee, will say, well, he's not a Marine no more. You got to shut that shit off. Get the fuck out of here. Not you, Donnie, her.
Listen.
All right, I found the video, so we're going to have to listen to this when we get back from break, dude.
All right, man.
No, go ahead, Donnie. I just don't like the chick. I understand what you're saying.
I get that. But for you to sit there and say she's garbage, she has no credentials. What credentials do you have to critique her?
American
what credentials
citizen.
do you have to critique her?
American
okay,
citizen.
you're going to critique her. So once again,
I'm an American citizen. I got one thing she wants, and it ain't penis. It's fucking
it's a vote. I get it.
Yes, sir.
I get it.
I vote, bro. I fucking vote.
I know you
guys,
do.
Burl Eyes wants to have a break over here, all right? Welcome back, everybody.
Can't hear you, Blaze.
Thank you, everybody, for sticking around for the more of The Way We See It. And we got a video. We're going to throw another video up there. I cleared up the situation here. Have
So this was what I was. This
Go
is
ahead,
the one I
Jim.
was referring to. Again, this is part of the same shit show, as far as I know. This is the gentleman that I was speaking of. So to hear this guy talk and listen to his story, and then hear this woman talk, I don't. It was bizarre to me. So go ahead and play that after Donnie says what he's got to say.
No, play the video first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Chairman Jordan, members of the committee, thank you for addressing FBI malfeasance and allowing me to speak today. Aside from that point of gratitude, I'm sad, I'm disappointed, and I'm angry that I have to be here to testify about the weaponization of the FBI and DOJ. Weaponization against not only its own employees, but against those institutions and individuals that are supposed to protect the American people. I'm here today because even though I am wrongfully suspended from the FBI, I remain duty-bound to the American people to play my small role in rectifying these issues. After all, I never swore an oath to the FBI. I swore an oath to I've served my nation and community my entire adult life, first in the United States Army, then as a police officer, and lastly as an FBI special agent. Shortly after high school, I joined the United States Army, where I served in the infantry, and I was quickly promoted through the ranks. I deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. I served in the historic 101st Airborne Division. I received the Combat Infantryman's Badge, which is awarded to those infantrymen who engage in ground combat with our nation's enemies. The Army's official motto is, "This will defend." Along with numerous others, I volunteered to serve this nation, risking my life in combat to protect America and her values. I know some of the best men and women this country has to offer. They come from all backgrounds, races, and creeds. They helped mold me into the person I am today. Each was willing to sacrifice, and many did, to protect this great nation. It is our duty to honor their sacrifices by standing up for what is right, regardless of the difficulty. After serving in the Army, I became a police officer. Police officers, like me, are imperfect beings, but we strive to uphold the law and the Constitution. People who go to work every day trying to make their communities better, yet who nonetheless are faced with budget cuts and calls for defunding as we continue spiraling away from law and order as a nation. While serving as a police officer, I finished my bachelor's degree, graduating with honors in criminology and law studies. Shortly thereafter, I began the long road to becoming an FBI special agent, a position I once understood to be the pinnacle of law enforcement and a way to continue to serve this nation and protect and defend the Constitution. I volunteered for, tried out for, and was selected for an FBI SWAT team. I also volunteered for, tried out for, and was selected for a new unit the FBI created. I also received an award for my work on an anti-abortion extremism case. I've been smeared as a malcontent and subpar FBI employee. This smear stands in stark contrast to my life in public service. This smear campaign, disgusting as it is unsurprising. Despite our oath to uphold the Constitution, too many in the FBI aren't willing to sacrifice for the hard right over the easy wrong. They see what becomes of whistleblowers, how the FBI destroys their careers, suspends them under false pretenses, takes their security clearances and pay with no true options for real recourse or remedy. This is by design. It creates an Orwellian atmosphere that silences opposition and discussion. We know what is right to do, yet we too often refuse to do what is right because of the difficulty and suffering it incurs. I couldn't knowingly continue on this path silently without speaking out against the weaponization I witnessed, even if it meant losing my job, my career, my livelihood, my family's home, and now my anonymity. It's up to members of this committee, current and former FBI employees, and indeed all Americans, to ensure that the weaponization of our own government against the people comes to an end, no matter the personal cost. As James Madison prudently opined, in framing a government which is to be administered by men over men, the great difficulty lies in this. You must first enable the government to control the governed, and in the next place, oblige it to control itself. The safeguards currently in place at the FBI are clearly inadequate and must be reworked to protect whistleblowers and others who are inappropriately targeted. The FBI can extract whatever they want from me. I'm willing to bear that burden. I've sworn to defend this country from enemies, both foreign and domestic, even if that means sacrificing my life. I've lived that oath out since first enlisting in the Army, consistently saying, "Here am I, send me." My oath, however, did not include sacrificing the hopes, dreams, and livelihood of my family, my strong, beautiful, and courageous wife, and our 4 sweet and beautiful daughters who have endured this process along with me. In weaponized fashion, the FBI allowed me to accept orders to a new position halfway across the country. They allowed us to sell my family's home. They ordered me to report to the new unit when our youngest daughter was 2 weeks old. Then, on my first day on the new assignment, they suspended me, rendering my family homeless. They refused to release our goods, including our clothes, for weeks. All I wanted to do was serve my country by stopping bad guys and protecting the innocent. To my chagrin, bad guys have begun running parts of the government, making it difficult to continue to serve this nation and protect the innocent. But I, for one, will never stop trying, and I'll never forget my oath. Thank you.
And then you listen to what she says, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, you dizzy bitch? I don't even understand. So that is the story that I heard. And then at the end, she's talking about rules don't apply for Republicans and all of it. This is a dude that was calling out all of the fucking bullshit that was being spewed from the libs.
So C-SPAN's got a real good archive of any governmental hearing on YouTube, and you can hear Steve Friend. He's the next one adjacent to his left, our right, as we're looking, and then Marcus Allen. And that Steve Friend, he got, this is a little, I know we ain't got time to show it, but this was a little clip. He would sit.
It's got the echo, please.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, bro, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But no, Steve Friend would be tasked. Steve Friend would be tasked to go to school board meetings in the parking lot and identify what parents were the loudest. That's not verbatim, but you'll hear that in his testimony.
Yeah.
And then again, that fucking credibility came in, and I'm like, I look at them 3 guys, the middle guy with the buzz cut, Mr. Friend, but them other 2 guys, they're more than welcome to come in my home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. In the way she painted that pitch is like,
it was horrible, man.
Yeah.
But it was tactful.
Yeah.
It was tactful. No, I got to give it to her, and I don't think, I wouldn't say a little less. The American people are smart now, but I don't think a lot of people understand that these Democrats and these Republicans, they break away, they go in their little chambers and their little rooms and they rehearse and they practice. And Donnie, yes, she is a lawyer, but so is 95% of them fuckers in Congress, to include the Senate and Joe Biden. Why? Because they're good in a heated argument. That's what they train, study, just yell at each other.
Exactly. To argue.
Sick, dude. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, this country
is let's take a little listen.
Poison that's in there. You know what I mean? It's just it's so corrupt and just.
I'm good.
Go ahead, Mr. B.
Well, since we've sort of beaten the dead horse that shouldn't have been addressed anyway, did anybody bother to manage while all the rest of this stuff is going on? Nobody has released the manifesto from that church school shooting yet. And every time somebody makes issue over the ring, oh, look, another shooting. Oh, look, there's somebody who died in the thing. Oh, look, a Marine choked a black man to death down in the subway. Oh, look, something else happened.
Well, if you're saying that's how they bury a story,
something maybe we address something really that's going on here that all of us need to know and need to find out what the hell was in that manifesto and what we should be expecting next. Because you got to admit, if they're covering it for this long, there's got to be something terribly wrong and really cooked up in that manifesto that means something. They don't cover stuff up like this for nothing.
Has anybody did a FOIA on them?
No.
Freedom of Information Act?
No, hello.
It's a fucking dead story.
Yeah, they said the FBI, I believe that was the story. They said they uncovered the manifesto. I'm sorry, was I talking over you, bud?
He can't hear.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Just reload your page.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, in any case,
Hold
I'll
on, go
finish
ahead.
that statement so everybody else can hear me. Yeah, I believe they had they found the manifesto, and then the FBI wanted it, and they were supposed to do investigations with it or something. That's the story. But I think, just like Mr. B said, I mean, why wouldn't they release the contents of it, right? I mean,
I
it's
I saw the
it's a little sus.
inventory sheet for the crime scene. I believe it was 32, and it's not addressed as manifesto. The police that did the inventory on it names it a suicide note.
Yeah. So I
So
mean,
I'm
even
wondering if that's the same or this is an additional. You know what I mean?
yeah, I guess though, it is a little suspect to not even at least mention it, or you know what I mean? Like it just went away. And I mean, people have been asking and mentioning. So not to at least say, hey, they didn't come up with a bullshit story either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, it's the FBI. Why don't they just say, it's nothing you need to know, there's nothing of importance, and then, move on their merry way and instead they don't say anything about it, which is to me even more, you know, makes it look even more shady.
Donnie, what's up, bro? You talking, bro? Can't hear
You
you.
muted too. Well, we got a lot of issues here
You
tonight.
guys hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Loud and clear.
Okay. So you
Shit,
guys talking about the one in Memphis, Tennessee, or whatever at the Covenant School?
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
the manifesto? Yeah,
Yes,
because the
sir.
parents are bringing lawsuits. That's why it ain't been released. The
Oh.
parents are bringing lawsuits, and
Oh,
they're saying
that's
we
the
don't want it
reason.
released until the end of the school year because they don't want the kids to have to relive and have to deal with it while they still try to go to school after they've been through a shooting.
Roger that.
Where did you hear
That's one
that?
lawsuit.
Oh, what a bunch of
That's
horse
on
shit.
New York Post. That's New York Post right there. New York Post, Outkick, Fox, News Nation. Yeah, that's
No shit.
a lot of places. Yeah.
I did not hear that.
So yeah, but to go back to the videos, I think we're missing some content in between where this guy's saying he's a whistleblower and he's throwing a little bit of a sob story, but at the same time, I believe him when it says, someone's pissed off, they'll hold your gear because I've seen that, experienced that a little bit, in the Army. I can believe what he's saying about putting you somewhere and taking you out because you're bucking against the hierarchy, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the way
And
they treat whistleblowers. So
I
they're
think
doing
at this
dirty.
point, just like he said, he's like, dude, I'm out here risking everything. I mean, if he's lying, I mean, he's in front of everybody at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But that's
He's
where
got his
I
whole
say-
family that can go, yeah, this is what happened. I mean, I believe the guy in that sense, and I certainly believe him over the lying scumbags that are in any branch of our government.
Well, I'm not saying I don't believe him. I believe him in a heartbeat. I'm glad he's up there telling the truth, putting it out there. And if they did him dirty like that, which I don't doubt, I hope somebody else gets hammered up for that too, because I would rather see everything in the FBI just go away or just let it crumble so you can rebuild it halfway worth of shit maybe. Because right now it's so corrupt, nobody's going to trust it. But there's some content missing into where this politician goes off about, getting passes because you're just playing the military. There's some content in somewhere. So,
I agree.
Donnie,
on that. I don't know why she went off on that. That's not relevant to what's really going on with the FBI and why they're there.
Her part of being the committee, her narrative, how they want to see it go. That why not?
Yeah.
Donnie, I'm serious, bro. If I knew 90%, just 90%, I'll even give it a 70%. That's a C. That's passing. 70% of the congressmen live their life on a straight edge, no black or white gray area. I lived in all three. Okay. Made that statement, I would highly respect that. But look at the clowns we're dealing with, dude.
Oh, I'm not going to deny that, Demon.
There's a good book. Go ahead, bro. Nope. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, what's going to happen of it after the whistleblowers? It's just like everything else Mr. B was talking about last week with And what you guys
I
opened the
hate
show
that, man.
with the stuff about 4 years into Trump and you didn't find shit. What are we going to do with this information?
Nothing. That's the problem.
I'm not saying the guy's lying, and the FBI's been corrupt for years. No, like you said earlier, we're the most corrupt government in the entire world, probably. We just have better ways of hiding.
It's exactly what I was saying before. I mean,
Yeah.
we know that people, dude, right to like judges. I mean, obviously the whole bullshit with the Russian collusion stuff and everything that was false in there was nothing there, and they allowed this to happen. The judges knew about it. Obviously, they all the investigations they let happen, all of that shit. Everybody, nothing happens.
So, right, nothing's going to happen because you're going to have to persecute judges that signed warrants and
you're never. Who's going to? They ain't going to let that shit happen.
No,
you're nuts.
We know that. And
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I've been saying that all along. We're past that point. I don't know when it happened. You know what I mean? But it happened, and we're past the point of being able to correct this. All we can do now is, I guess,
why
speak
aren't
up
the
as much as
people
we
that
can
perpetrated this crap locked up and behind bars? Why aren't they clapped in irons this very minute?
I don't know. I mean, they're doing it right in our face.
Because that would require the people above them, their buddies, and everybody else that they golf with and they do their corruption with, that would require them to prosecute them, and that's not going to happen. That would require the judge that's over there for poker night once a week or twice a month or whatever. He's going to have to get involved. He or she's not going to do that.
Yeah,
you're trying to go
up.
The whole. No, it's just not. The whole food chain is not going to kill itself.
Yeah.
The FBI is at the bottom. They're going to take the fall.
You couldn't fix it if we wanted to.
No.
So it's just, what do you do? And we just sit here, like I said, we sit here and talk about it and see how long it lasts until it all falls down. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's just.
But it's just like, I mean, let's talk about Mr. B. You said about reparations and this and that. We tried that once already. How'd it work out? It hasn't worked out yet. And if you think I'm bullshitting, go look at the history of America with Native Americans. That's your example of reparations right there. Give you land, do this, do that, but then we tell you, hey, you can't dam up that river and grow crops because we need it for other places. Or you can't do this on here; it's still government land.
Yeah.
So
it's not gonna. It's not gonna solve anything. I mean, honestly, think about how much more. I mean, how much more divisive that is. You know what I mean? Picture being you live on the side of a family. You're in the same neighborhood. You get the same basic everything, and then all of a sudden, your neighbor becomes a millionaire, and it comes out of your pocket, dude. And you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't. This ain't my fault. I had nothing to do with that shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's somehow I have to freaking pay for that. I mean, that's insane. So I don't know. I can't even imagine that the only thing that's going to do is enrage so many more people and cause so many more problems and make us so more just divided than it's going to do anything to help anybody. It's the worst idea anybody can come up. And again, it's at a time when this country we're going down. Like we have record deficits everywhere. It's just amazing that it's even the thought. You know what I mean? Again, this is the type of shit you do when you're like, wow, we got so much friggin' money here, we don't know what to do with it. Let's let 11 million people in and we'll just give them free shit. Then when we run out of that money and we still swimming in money, we'll give it to everybody who's ever been oppressed any little bit. That's when you do that type of shit. But we ain't there.
Let me show a little video of the type of people we're dealing with that, have a say on what everyday citizens can and cannot do pretty much, with their bills and their regulations and all that stuff like that. So just want to show everybody what we're dealing with.
Senator Michaela Cavanaugh, you're recognized to speak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. That's what they're saying out there. They're standing in a circle in the rotunda saying that over and over again. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans people belong here. We need trans people. We love trans people. Trans
game,
people
right?
belong here. We need trans people. We
Okay,
love
so-
trans people. Trans.
Yeah.
Dude,
Hey.
I was just getting ready to put a pencil in each ear and push on them until they touch.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, just think of it. That's how what they had to listen to, and those are the type of people that fucking represent other people. You know what I mean? It's insane. Okay,
Yeah.
this country is insane. This is the type of shit you're gonna have to deal with the rest of your life. Okay, you know what I mean? The rest of your life, like it's all gonna change. Okay, it's all going to change because now, again, this person, she's supposed to be representing some district somehow, some way, and just listen to her. She's like a fucking 12-year-old little child up there.
Yeah, it's dude. I don't even know how. Like, the people in that room should just be like, "Excuse me, shut the fuck up, please. Get out.
Right?
Have a
Yeah.
nice day. Next." Like, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? That's our government, dude. That's part of our government. Oh my goodness, it's just who does
It
that
blows
person
my
really
mind.
represent? And
I
like
don't
you
know,
said,
but
these are the people that make laws that tell us, how we can cook. Oh, you can't use gas stoves; it's got to be electric. What we can drive, what schools your kids go to, what they can learn while they're there, what light bulbs you can put in your goddamn house. This is the person who knows better what I need for my life. Are you shitting me? I don't know.
And check this, and Jim, check this out.
Sorry.
And we're going to pay more taxes. You think if you pay more taxes, you get more freedoms? It's reversed. You're
It's the
paying
other
more
way
taxes,
around.
and they're telling you more what to do. And just put the seatbelt on, because that's when the conversion happens from capitalism that they say drives poverty. They're just going to go from capitalism to socialism. It's going to happen that quick. It's already happening.
But I don't see how. I'm assuming with what I just said, most of you guys would agree with. That's what they're doing. They're going to regulate and control every. And here's another huge one now. They're talking about again all of these major banks like J.P. Morgan. They're freezing like actual people's accounts. And they're trying to push for this whole going completely digital with money. They're going to control your money on top of that.
Yep.
What are you going to do then?
Yep.
You give up that control, or they take it. Is it really? They've already shown 100 different ways to Sunday that if they want to do something, they can do it. And that's kind of they make it sound like it's your idea. That's the greatest part too. They bring it up like, oh, look at all these good ideas we have. Don't you think that's a great idea? Yeah. And then 500,000 idiots say it's a great idea, and then all of a sudden it's polling across the news that everybody in the nation wants this, and then next thing you know, it happens. You look at what they did with COVID. They freaking put people on the streets basically with not being able to go to work, unless you were the select group of people. Then when you get there, you got to wear a mask. You got to put gloves on. You can only stay 6 fucking feet away from people. Oh, now you need a vaccination or else you're going to lose your job. How many people lost jobs, right? Bullshit. So, when you got to ask yourself, where are we going, right? In the end, it's going to be control over everything. But why don't
you want reparations? Give people reparations for that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Let me get my reparations from the That's perfect.
Love you,
That was
Mr.
perfect.
B.
Yeah, excellent.
Hit that
But
fucking
it's the
bell,
truth,
baby.
you know. So how does half of this country think that all of that shit is okay? That's what I don't understand.
They don't.
How did we get where we are?
Because they've been indoctrinated in the schools. This has been going on for a very long time, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I have been talking about this for the last 20 or 30 years, and nobody has been listening. And now they're finally starting to wake up and see it. But unfortunately, it's too late.
Too late.
It's too
We're
late.
past the point of no return, my friend.
Def Leppard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We're
take
just
prime
here for the
example
ride
of
now.
fight. Let's take
Yeah.
school books as a just one point in this fight about indoctrination. You got Newsom out in California who's telling their bookmakers that if you send your books from California, you better not send me books that follow the guidelines of the guy in Florida who said you're taking out, certain things and race in certain instances, and you're going to narrate it. The narrative is going to go this way in Florida if you send books here. Basically, you're over there trying to rewrite history to you, the way you see it. And then Newsom's over there, and this is just school books for kids. We're in a point where we fight over school books for the kids of what version we're going to teach.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, and then somebody just put in the comments there, NAACP travel advisory. When did the NAACP get into tourism and shit? I thought they were a civil rights movement guy. I mean, but we let it happen. Nobody says anything. There's no accountability. Mr. B made mention that last week. Where's the accountability?
There is none.
But
even called out, and they still nothing happens. So there is no accountability at all.
But it has come to the point in time where if we want anybody to be held accountable, we're going to have to do it ourselves because our government just ain't working anymore. It's not doing it.
No.
Show me any proof differently. Show me any proof differently. When you've got people that are being arrested for high crimes and they're getting kicked loose without any bail.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Show me where a fellow that was convicted of rape and murder and so forth of not just one but several women, who was supposed to be put to death, gets a walk because they turn around and say, "Well, we're not going to put him to death because we're throwing out the death penalty." Where's the accountability, boys?
Well, it is another good one too. I mean,
Jim,
yes,
because we're finished on the trans, right? The trans shit.
What do you mean? Yeah, I don't think we ever really.
I just want to add my last thing on the trans people and stuff. I've been following the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. All it is fucking dudes dressed up in nuns, and they got a hierarchy here and all that. And all these drag queens. But the Southern Law Poverty looks into organizations like this, and they're quick to label an organization with far extremist views. Fuck, man, we need to start looking at these fucking groups that dress up like women as far extreme views as well.
Let's get into this.
They look like a bunch of clowns,
before
man.
You take off to that. It's unreal. I just want to touch base one more time with the NAACP travel ban.
Yeah. I got you. But D, stay with that. I got you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on, Jim. I got you real quick.
All right.
The NAACP is issuing a formal travel advisory for Florida, saying the state has become hostile to Black Americans under Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. Other civil rights groups have issued similar warnings in recent weeks. This as DeSantis is on the verge of entering the race for the White House. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Tonight, after accusing Governor Ron DeSantis of a, quote, all-out attack on Black Americans, the NAACP issuing a travel advisory for Florida, joining other civil rights groups that have warned against traveling to the top tourist destination. The NAACP now accusing the state of Florida of being openly hostile toward African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ+ individuals. Governor DeSantis asked about the travel advisory when it was proposed in March, calling it a joke.
But I'm not wasting my time on your stunts, okay? I'm going to make sure that we're getting things done here.
DeSantis, who signed state laws to block funding for college diversity programs and limit classroom discussion about sexual orientation and gender identity, is expected to make these issues the foundation of his presidential bid. And sources tell ABC News DeSantis is expected to announce he's jumping into the race on Wednesday, likely in a video message posted on social media. DeSantis considered the top challenger to former President Donald Trump, who's still the frontrunner for the Republican nomination.
Based on polls, he's not doing okay with anything.
The governor largely ignoring Trump's persistent taunts. But now, sources tell ABC News after announcing his candidacy, DeSantis is preparing to ramp up his criticism of Trump. And DeSantis isn't the only Republican vying to take on Trump.
I can't wait for. I hope they. Oh, it's great. This is going to be great. I mean, this is again. Let me just put it this way. Yeah, no. This just grab some popcorn, man. This is going to be fucking great. Yes. I can't even wait, man. It's going to be great. Yeah. But getting back to that,
as far as the race goes, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's going to be so great. I can't even wait. All right. So once again, going back to the this guy's it's a hostile environment for black people and all this shit. Are you fucking kidding me? They're like number one in black-owned businesses right now, like new businesses and all of this stuff.
Yes.
Like all their tourist shit, everything. There's like no black unemployment down there. Like even every minority group actually is like flourishing down there.
Yeah.
And as far as his college diversity stuff, most of those people, again, that in and of itself is a racist goddamn program.
Right.
Like, just because you're skin color, you get something, you get special treatment, you get whatever. That's bullshit, dude. And I think most people do see that and do support that. In the bullshit with the whole thing was bullshit. And I support that guy 100%, man. I'll tell you.
It is all bullshit because, I mean,
on top of that, dude, the chairman, like the leader of the NAACP,
nobody cares down in
lives
Florida.
in Tampa. The dude lives in Florida.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Actually, like three or four of them, like
AOC took off to Florida. When they were locking everything down in fucking New York, she took off and went to Florida. You know what I mean?
Such
They're all
bullshit, dude.
But
the dude's announcing they knew he was going to run, so they just
gentlemen, can I interject something here?
Let's hear the cowbell for it. Interjection. There we go. We're ready, bud.
Can I interject something here, boys? This
You psycho.
I mean, if ever there was a sticker line of bullshit I haven't heard, Jesus Christ. The reason why they're doing this is because there are so many people of color, voters, that are going over to the other side and voting for Trump and DeSantis. They're fleeing from the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is full of a bunch of cockaboos.
Because most smart people would know.
But Blaze,
you know what I'm saying?
I take my hat off to the NAACP. And I would have been fine with this if they'd have put this in a commercial format. But they made this into the media. And guess what that cost the NAACP?
It didn't cost
Zero.
them nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I know a billboard here in El Paso, Texas, and if it's cloth, it's going to cost you $5,000 a month to display. Fuck yeah. ABC News meter, zero. And you got a brother. And you got a brother to do the reporting on it. Ooh.
I'm surprised they didn't break out the banjos and pigs.
Donnie.
Look, let's get it.
Donnie.
Where's Donnie?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, I was just taking a break, man. You guys feet hurt a little bit.
I want to get back to the trans and the drag queens and all of that stuff like that there real quick. You know what I mean? And the bottom line here is that, like, the whole thing is like, women's lib, right? Okay, women got fed up with it. You know what I mean? Which they absolutely deserve, and proud that they did what they did. But and they started getting recognized. You know what I mean? Hey, women can do this, women can do that, blah blah blah, which was crazy in a sense back then to even fucking do that. They're human beings, let them vote. But anyways, now men did turn into drag fucking queens, man, and now there's debate on whether these dudes well, one, we all know, won the NCAA championship for fucking swimming. He beat the girl that was, supposed to win because it's a girl sport. You know what I mean?
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm dead
I didn't hear
serious,
about
man.
this.
Yeah, well, I don't know where you've been, bro, but
Oh,
yeah.
you know you're
Anyways,
I told you I don't
so
watch sports,
so
bro.
there's a big. It's not just about the sports. I get what you're saying, though. Women, young girls are starting, and they're like, what's happening?
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
girls certainly ain't gonna be, want to be a boy or whatever, have everything done, but that girl is still not gonna go to the boy sport to try to
Gonna
win.
go play some football.
You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that because they can't. You know what I mean?
Have you seen
Well,
how many women or young
Men that are
women or
turning
girls
women,
are coming out against things now about the things about the bathrooms, the toilets, and so forth
right?
in the schools?
This
Have you
other
seen
dude,
this?
yes, there's one girl like when she's on Fox News with her parents. You know what I mean? And how this what other trans dude is in their school, literally showering with them, bro. Because the school allows it, and all of these
no
things.
way.
Like,
Get out
Sick
of here.
minds.
yes,
Sick minds.
yes.
Yeah,
What
no,
I'm
Jim.
saying is what is trans men gonna take over the fucking women's movement? Listen, what's his name? With the Kardashian guy. What the fuck is his name?
There's a
He
whole
turned
bucket.
abroad.
Bruce
What
Jenner?
what
Jenner.
NBA
Yeah,
team?
Caitlyn
Caitlyn.
Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner. This was like about 3 or 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, whatever. But Woman of the Year. Okay? A guy dressed up as a broad, Caitlyn
what?
Jenner,
Yep.
Woman of the Year.
I think
Big time woman of the year.
But my whole point is that how are not more women, I don't care if you're liberal or not, sitting there looking at this
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
no, this can't happen.
I don't know because then that would mean that we're wrong. You know what I mean? And then like everything that you stand for is now wrong. You know what I mean? Like
It's
think
all
about
wrong.
like isn't there like a Sports Illustrated too had a transgender on the
Yeah.
cover or something?
Yeah, I don't think it was the cover, but in the
Bikini.
magazine.
No. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it was a bikini
Didn't
cover.
they have
No.
Caitlyn that was on Sports Illustrated?
I don't
So
know.
glad I stopped reading that publication decades ago.
Yeah.
Hey, they got Snoop.
It is.
Hey,
And
the
it's,
swimsuit edition. They got Snoop Dogg's girlfriend on there, Martha Stewart,
Martha,
at
they got
81.
Yeah.
I gave up my
Yes, they do, bro.
subscription to that many years ago. I did keep Penthouse
Yeah.
though, just for the pictures.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the articles only myself, but
yeah, right.
yeah. There was just recently some other the only thing I thought it was something to do with this, but there was like somebody, they won like a championship or something, and when they went to get the gold medal, like the the silver and the bronze wouldn't even stand on the podium with them. I don't know what it was for though, I forget, but it was just recently in the news as well, I think.
I just got one question. Did
Hey.
Snoop Dogg do it? Yes or
I
no?
bet he did.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, I
Snoop
bet he
Dogg
did.
do what?
Look at what did you
Didn't
say?
need the
She's
picture.
81. She's
You're right, Donnie.
81,
Yeah, bro.
right? She did hardcore time in jail too, bro.
Yeah, that's why Snoop Dogg got her right.
You know what I'm saying?
She had to wash the
And
teacups.
she's worth some money.
Yeah, now think about this for a second, fellas. I don't know what her sentence was or how many years she did or what it was, but she did a little insider trading, right?
Yeah.
What did Joe Biden do? in his family. What did Hunter Biden and all his siblings do for China?
Yeah.
And
ain't it
they're
mental?
just walking around, right?
Yeah.
Those were business
dude.
meetings. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Those were
Those
business
are business
meetings,
meetings.
business
Fucking
ventures.
Donnie.
There's another. I should have got another video ready.
Fucking
You
business
guys know what they're
meetings.
saying Hunter Biden did now?
What's
What's
that?
that?
Martha Stewart.
No way. No
On that
way.
note, we're going to take a break, everybody. We'll be
Good
back
luck
in about
to you.
2 or 3 minutes. Stick around for more The Way We See It right here on FFN Network. Hey, welcome back to the last segment of The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. Jim, Mr. D, Mr. B, and Mr. Donald. So before we went to commercial break, we were all, having a good time with Martha Stewart and, the time in jail that she did. And Jim, Mr. Jim had made a point where it's like, Hunter, the whole Biden family, The whole Biden family had their hands in somebody's fucking honeypot, and I'm gonna let Donnie go with this. I don't know if you got your mic muted, Donnie.
Sorry, guys, I moved it when we go to commercial.
Okay.
The Biden family is just as corrupt as any other, them oligarchs that they were sanctioning, and any other, cartel that they want to talk bad about. Yeah, they're just as bad. I mean, I don't know why a niece or a grandchild would need to get payments from a Chinese entity through an LLC. You can't tell me child labor laws weren't broken then, because how were they working? You know what I mean? It's wrong on two sides. But my whole problem is, when are you going to act on what information you have? Because any other person, i.e., say me, if I was doing all these things that Hunter Biden did, I would probably be in jail. And every other time they tell me, "Oh, we're just prosecuting you on this for now. Don't worry, we're coming back with some more." You know what I mean? So when are they going to act forward with that stuff? Because we all know they're corrupt down to the bone. But maybe it goes into the point like the FBI. Does the corruption spill over to so many people that you're not willing to take it down?
Probably.
Are you waiting for 2024 so you can do it as a smear campaign again to try to get votes? I mean, what are we doing? I would really like to know. That's what I would like to know. Because
I don't know. I think there's definitely a lot of people involved with it. I mean, there has to be. I don't know. It's another one of those situations that I mean, the crazy part is they haven't actually been able to completely tie it together, and I'm wondering if they're even gonna. I mean, I can't imagine that. They said there was a bunch of different just shell company type stuff. The dude had so many different accounts that money was moving to. It had to be a money laundering scheme. I mean, the dude didn't do anything for him. Like I said, he was crackhead, dropout, and in jail. I mean, the fuck could he possibly offer anyone? Were you going to say something, Donnie?
No, but here's a possible thing. If I'm sitting back and I'm the Bidens, we're talking earlier about how corrupt the FBI is. The FBI is the evidence gatherers for the CIA, right? So if the FBI is corrupt, then all of a sudden, how about I go play as a lawyer? Well, you got it from a bunch of corrupt agents. That's where you got all your information, all your proof from. There's no credibility to that, Your Honor. And then they go away. I mean, all charges go away? How'd that play out in court?
Yeah.
That's what the reality it looks like we live in right now.
That's reality in fairyland, my friend, because that's not going to happen. And it only happens for their friends. It doesn't happen for you, me, and all of the his and hers and Joe and Joan citizens. No, not at all.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bidens. So are they gonna get prosecuted? They're probably friends of the FBI and all those people that don't want to do this. Somehow, some way, they're friends. Because the people that gave them money, their pocketbook got fatter.
Yeah, I mean, the other side is, though, I mean, I would assume that they're investigating them. So there's plenty of people that want to, I think they want to be able to come out with the truth and hang this guy, dude. So I don't know. I hope, but it's that you fill one hand with hope and the other with shit. See which feels faster. I don't know.
Yeah, clap them together. What you got left with? You got shit. Yeah. That's what I want to see. I want to start seeing it go through the process. You've investigated for a long time. We all know they're corrupt. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, we have proof of perjury for stuff. It's just, but it never happens. Nothing ever happens. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know. They even said some of the stuff. I mean, again, I don't know how much truth to that was, but there was a couple of articles written about what's his name, dude? The guy from Ukraine.
Zelensky,
yes. Pocketing some of this money and all of this aid that we're sending them, that, what the money was being used for, all that happy horse shit. And it makes me wonder if, the Biden crime family may have their hands in a little bit of that too. There's just another on top of that, again, we keep coming back to, I keep coming back to the deficit thing. But again, we're broke as shit, and we're going to send them another like 375 million. A nice pallet full of cash that we just have laying around somewhere.
I think this is more military aid, but there is cash going, and I'm pretty sure the White House's statement on that, where the money's going, is none of your business. And that's
exactly.
that's how they operate
or anything,
Roger.
Right.
Roger. No, sir, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And I've thought of that as well. Go ahead, Donnie.
No, the war. You talk about the war machine of Biden. Yes, that corruption, because there's no way he spent all them years in Ukraine as a VP, all them years as a senator on the Foreign Affairs Committee that was in Europe. There's easy way it's all getting funneled. It's all corrupt. But remember when Iraq, Kelly Brown and Root, who had a major stake in that one?
Donnie, they don't know what KBR is.
Kelly Brown and Root. Think Iraq.
Contracting company.
Contracting companies.
They're not familiar with the contracts, bro.
Okay, contracting companies provided all these housing, these living abilities, living quarters for everybody, built them up over there in Iraq and all this stuff when the war was going on. Built them up in Kuwait and everything else, right? So we're talking about conflict of interest and stuff with Biden in Ukraine and everything else. What happened? Was it Dick Cheney had a pretty good ownership stake in Kelly Brown Root, and they got all their military contracts? I mean, there's got to be. Just look at that aspect, and I bet you'll find one company that they just didn't cover up that ties them to that. And I just don't like the fact that, I guess I'm not looking much. I don't know. Y'all tell me. The child support case on Hunter Biden and down in, was it Arkansas or Mississippi? Was it
Arkansas?
Yeah, I don't know where it is, but I know of it.
Yeah, I want to know what they found, because that girl's notion that he can pay for all these high-speed lawyers, but he can't afford, a bump in the child support. I mean, I think she's got a good point. So where's all the money really going then if you can't pay for, your child? I think that's going to blow them wide open.
You should have just been able to been like, what do you want here? And pay her off one nice sum.
But Hunter Biden, according to his old man, is the smartest person he's ever met.
Yeah. I think
that could very well be true.
Well, you know what? I bet you any money you're right, Donnie. Well, I know you're right. There's some interest over it. And I think I said this, over a year ago when we first started getting involved. Has it been 2 full years yet? Or is it still just the first year? I don't even remember. But I said in the beginning, before all this shit even started happening, that we didn't have any, monetary interest in that. But I bet you we don't as a country. But I bet some people in the government do.
Oh, what is this?
What do we got here, Blaze?
More than likely. That's probably
is that a male or a female?
That is the male swimsuit, Sports Illustrated trans swimsuit.
Why are we talking about trans stuff? Nobody. Okay, you're getting your moment in the sun. What? You're getting your moment in the sun. BLM and all that got their moment. You're getting your moment now. What is your end game with all this?
Donnie, I personally.
What is my end game with all of this?
Wait a minute.
The transgender community. That's my question. What's the end game in all this? Somebody tell me. Because you can go and dance around and do all that stuff, push for new policies, push for new laws, and then what happens when everybody gets bored with you? Because that's what exactly happened in the BLM movement and all the riots and everything.
No, not this.
No, people got bored. But people got bored, dude.
This is getting pushed way too much. Donnie, it doesn't matter. I'm telling you.
I'm asking you. What happens when most of the American public gets bored of hearing your story? Because that's what's going to happen. We're going to get bored and we're going to get tired of hearing it. What you going to do then?
Listen, I brought it up for the simple fact, basically for the women's side of it. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't understand, again, like I said earlier, why women are not completely like in an uproar about this, that men are getting into their professions. So
they don't. Yeah, you would think they'd be on fire about this.
Exactly. I mean, fucking really, literally out there with a shovel saying, you know what I mean? Get the fuck away from me, my profession or whatever.
All across this country, there's probably lawsuits in every county for that.
I'm thinking of
some going to the Supreme Court. There's some
You know?
lawsuits going to the Supreme Court brought by high school girls who lost out on what would maybe be regional or state titles down here in Texas. They said, hell no, because they lost to a transgender person. That's already, I think, in the Texas Supreme Court. They're taking them to court over the shit.
Right.
They're just smarter than the average bear because guess what? They're not going to get up and get loud and get rowdy and make something out of them, a scene for themselves that's going to say, oh, you know, it's going to look negative on them. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to keep my mouth shut while my lawsuit goes through, and then I'm going to come power through. I'll let you go out there and be the dumbass flaunting and doing everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
no matter
my
what,
thing
if you even
is
speak up nowadays about anything, you just,
every woman that has a platform on TV should be sitting there saying this.
you can't. You
is not
crazy.
right. That's
The
it.
next day they'd be like, "Wow, she hates transgender people," and
I don't
everybody would
care,
cast
but not
me.
if not if the hey,
No,
I
but
don't
that's
care.
what it is.
I
This is
mean,
the whole point. This is another huge point of past the point of no return. All this bullshit, dude. There is no more like sanity left. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It's just that
Yeah, but look at all the money that can be made from this. Look at all. Consider the
mob
products.
mentality.
The new products you can come up with. Man ponds.
right?
You get wedding rings. These people get them thing rings for wedding rings.
Hey, man
You know?
ponds for the sick person that thinks she's a fucking broad. You know what I mean?
If you think you're abroad and you're having a tough time, here, take this and shove it up your ass.
Right?
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 Man ponds. Having a tough day, shove it up your ass.
Take this and shove it up your ass.
Hey, well, maybe there's the end
It's a
game.
slush
Okay,
indicator.
that answers my question right there. The money to be made. They haven't made enough money. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I got
well,
you.
Don, yeah, you're right, bro. That is I'm gonna start designing some products. Yeah, or we
Thing
should.
rings
Okay,
for wedding people. Hey,
We might as well.
I'm sure we can come up with a top 5 right in there right
Dude,
now.
I'm telling you, we gotta. This is it. This is where we're gonna make our
Mr.
money,
B,
buddy.
you want to go first?
What's that?
Man ponds, right? That's
man
what you came up
ponds.
with, right?
What sizes are you going to carry?
Take a douche and make it a douche.
Right?
Oh boy!
You know?
Again, though, in all seriousness, like you said, Blaze, I just can't believe that. If I was a female, I'd be snapping, dude. You know what I mean? Picture being. Here's another one. Women again. They've been fighting for the equal pay. All of this. Can you imagine if there's a transgender and a woman, and they only have an option to pick one to get like nominated for something, and then the transgender gets it? Isn't that would be such a slap in the face? Like for a job, for a promotion, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's happened with Caitlyn Jenner.
And you couldn't win as an employer. Think about that, right? You know what I mean? Like, I had to give one of these two people a promotion, and if you give the female a promotion, then you're against transgender people, and if you give the transgender people, it's like,
because nothing's going to go on your nothing's going to go on your resume or anything like that. So, go ahead, Donald.
No, that's the exact point right there. Maybe Jim brought up about no matter what you do, you're somebody's going to be pissed off at you, and somebody, depending on what it is,
you're getting canceled by something.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting canceled. So once again, maybe everybody's just tired of hearing it and talking about it, getting bored with it, and they're like, I'm just not going to talk about it because either way, it does nothing good for me.
Yeah.
I got it.
Awesome. Let's hear it.
The bra that doubles as a wife beater.
What are you going to call it?
Oh, shit. What are you going to call it?
The hit slinger.
That's a good one. I'll have to think of a name for it. I'm going to write that down so I can bring that back for your show.
The hit slinger.
Blaze, can you do myself and the audience a favor and just open this website? And I've been studying these guys out because that's all they are is guys. And they're a big anti-Catholic organization. Well, let me move this private chat. No, I'm serious. No, scroll. Wait a minute, Donnie. That's not even funny.
Wait, I want to get back
all the way down.
I want to get back to how you've been fucking reading on this website. Yeah, all right, all the way.
Babe, scroll all the way down.
Okay.
All the way down. All the way down. Keep going. Well, go back up. Back up. Right there. Back up.
The very end. No.
The bottom. Come on, Blaze. The bottom.
Scroll
Go
down again.
Down.
There's nothing
God
down.
damn, you take the fire
Right
at
there,
every
stop.
fucking thing I do. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence Incorporated is a what?
A non-profit.
Look at that shit. Look, Donnie, and we were talking about 501c the other day.
Yeah.
Look, and we were
money laundering. Just
yeah,
Man,
and we were.
I can't see.
It's
why is it so small? All right. Either way, I'll look it up. But you sent a link. But
Yeah.
no. Don't just leave it the way it is, buddy. All right, there we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go forth and send some more.
Oh man, and they got levels of what you are, and it's with the veils. They dress up as nuns and shit, and make a mockery of the religious faith. They came on the scene. Shit, Fox News reported on them. That's how I got smart. They got booted out of a fucking Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
And Dodger Stadium got a whole bunch of rash, and they welcomed them back.
Are you kidding me? Look
Yeah,
at this.
man. Yeah. Oh, there. Blaze, go to the pictures, bro.
Oh, do I have to?
No, well, it's just I just think this is a big game for them. They're like they're like
What exactly? You
Look
gotta
at this
be
shit.
shitting me, dude.
No, nuns of the
It says,
above story.
become a nun.
Yep.
Grants.
But
meet us.
They got.
Wow, look at this shit.
I just
Donnie don't know what to say.
Yeah, he's speechless or whatever.
The hypocrisy
picture looks like a Renoir or something.
They're the sisterhood. Wait. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence from the Catholic Church. We all know damn well, and I'm no Catholic, but I've been around plenty of Catholics to know that this is not welcomed in the Catholic Church.
No, bro.
So,
no.
And then at the bottom it says, "Go send some more." So
yeah. Donnie, it gets worse. I don't have control of the mouse, obviously, but Blaze is gonna fucking. He don't want to show a picture, but I wish he would.
Dude, I gotta go check this
picture.
out.
A picture is 1,000 words.
I mean, just the picture right there is pretty.
Yeah, look at them, man.
But what happens when one of these nuns or these sisters or whatever they care to call themselves, what happens when they go out and do something violent? How come we don't talk about why there's no promote?
It's more like the Harlequins of whoredom.
You talk in his words promoting violence, but look at what you do. But
Donnie,
we do. I mean,
Donnie,
come on
you
now.
want,
That's
you
crazy.
scroll all the way down. I believe they're out of
don't want to look.
No, I don't want you to see a picture. I just want you to see where they're coming from, and that'll answer the question. Yeah, I knew that. I just wanted you to see it.
San Francisco, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
But let's look at San Francisco. What's going on over there? High crime rate. Major corporations are moving out. People can't afford stuff. They're homeless, and there's a lot of just absolute bullshit going on.
I think they give that city 5-10 years max, and it should be.
Now I got the fucking Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants in my search engine. The fuck?
Yes, you do, buddy. That's why I was so glad you clicked on that for me.
Yeah, shut your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not clicking on it. I don't want that kind of.
Shut your mouth, Jim.
I'm probably gonna click on it later, though. I'm
you are.
I'm gonna go become a nun. I'm gonna go become a nun for research for you guys.
Hey, the five. Hey,
you're gonna have a man on the inside.
Listen, the five of us should get together and write like a fucking essay or some shit or whatever they want to why we want to become a nun. And let's see if we get a fucking reaction.
No, thank you.
No,
really?
Come on.
Blaze, I'll do it with you.
That'd be fucking. That'd be great. Do you want to do it? I'll fucking do it with you, bro.
We'll use your
name on that mailing list,
email.
Yeah, we'll use the network email and everything. We want to know about that. Maybe we'll have one on the fucking show in full makeup.
That's not a good idea.
No, I won't be on.
I will.
In full makeup. Right, D?
No thanks, man. No thanks. That's not my cup of tea.
Why? We're not gonna fuck them.
I would prefer not to
We're
do
not
a
gonna
show
ask
with
them out on a fucking date.
One at a time, Clarence. Get control of you guys.
You know what I mean? Quiet down.
No. I want nothing to do with that. No.
All right,
Then
you can watch it from afar.
No, I
Or
won't.
not watch it.
I
You know what I
won't.
mean?
No.
All right, just
Let
me
me
and
know,
you
and
that
I'll just
night, D.
no.
Just
I
me and
just
you
told
that
you I'd
night.
go on. I wouldn't pass it. You kidding me? I wouldn't pass up that
No shit,
opportunity.
you wouldn't. Just shut your mouth. All right, D. We're on a fucking mission.
yes, sir.
That's where my
So are
engineer.
they.
That's where my engineer would fucking put fucking the Mission Impossible music on. Dan,
What?
dan, 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 dan.
Okay,
Oh,
you be on
speaking
this.
of, make my check payable to Mr. James Costa,
What?
Yeah.
P.O. Box 42069.
I'll send that all in fucking quarters for you.
Thank you. I
Oh
appreciate it.
man.
Mr. B, you look a little rough this evening, sir. You had a rough
Yeah,
night.
I've had better days, but I'm here.
Yes, sir.
He's
here.
keyed right now. I haven't given him the opportunity to go off. But
No,
you
it's
got,
quite all right.
You got it right now.
Yeah.
I'm storing it up. I've been going off through my backside, so don't worry about it.
I didn't even know all that. Didn't even know all
I
that.
almost pity the chair that I'm in.
Wow.
Oh,
Didn't even know all that.
goddamn.
Like, this
God
thing's
damn
going
it.
right in the barrel as soon as we clock off
You know what I
here.
mean?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he's
Oh,
gonna go
hey, did I
fucking.
hear Chris Christie's actually going to run too?
Yep.
Did he act?
Ooh,
Jesus.
Jelly Donut? He's going at it again?
No, he's
Oh.
not jelly. He's 400.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said Jelly Donut.
I said 400.
Really? He's big again?
No, thank
I don't
God he
know.
lost weight. And you know something? So me and Donnie was talking about food stamps. And that's a big thing going right now with the debt ceiling limit,
Yeah.
and the the Republicans want to throw something on it with the work requirement.
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I've
and
heard
the
about that.
Democrats are like, no, 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 no. But I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I mean, granted, I understand there's people in this country that are retired on SSI or Social Security and need food stamps. Who are, but not this 30-year-old man or woman not
No.
doing nothing in the house
No.
and just
Right.
fattening up. You know,
Right.
get them a little
Right.
work. And you know something? This may be a help the obesity problem this country has as well.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? I really don't get the fact that that's a problem. I mean, again, for people who can't work with disability, whatever the case may be, of course, we have to take care of those people, right?
Yes.
But like you said, there are people, if you're over 18 and under 40 and you are in reasonable health, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Again, if you are able to work, either we need to come up with programs to put these people in. In other words, I don't see why anything. You know, I don't know. We can make
Yeah,
jobs
if
if
you
we
want to
need
get
to.
your fucking $250 in
Yeah, I
fucking
don't
food
give a
stamps,
shit what it is, man. It's
and
not
yeah,
fair to everyone else. Like, at least do something. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And I'm not being an asshole, but if you really have
Why?
zero talent, like you have no skill and no brains at all, and can't do anything, you could clean parks. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying? You can clean up our highways. You can fucking do something. In I don't think that is too much to ask at all.
No.
In
How about
the reason
Earn it.
why I don't is because I have to fucking get up every day and go to work. Why the fuck shouldn't you?
Right. Earn it.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And if it's a case, even in here's a situation too we could do. I mean, I'm being honest now. Again, if it's a woman that is a single mother, okay, you can't afford to, you can't work because your kid's home and you can't afford daycare because it is absolutely ridiculously expensive. Then I don't know, get a group of 3 or 4 of these people together and at least have a place that they can kind of watch kids. Make
Hey,
it like a daycare so that the people who do want to work have a place to bring their children and can go get a job.
All you got to do
You're
is
paying for
just
it
watch the
anyway.
bus
You know what I'm
stops.
saying?
Watch the school bus stops. There's another thing. All the parents that are home. It's like these parents. They have a car. They pick their kid up from the bus in their car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you just drive your kid to school?
I don't know.
If you got a car.
Yeah, but there could be situations too, Blaze, that the mom needs to get to work, before.
Well, yeah, no. I
bell
understand that there's situations like that,
Okay,
but
here's one for you right here. There's a private school that comes from San Marcos. It's another town 5 minutes down the road. They pick up some kids from here at the HEB in the morning. Mom and dad go off to work because they work in Butte, they work in South Austin. There's a case where they drive and they drop their kid off, goes with the team, they go to school, they come back, they get dropped off. I mean, there's a case right there where they can do it like that. So I don't see why you're so shocked about it.
Yeah.
But
the whole point is the work requirements within that.
I agree with
the
you.
bill there, and it's.
Let me speak to that, please. I'm talking from the voice of experience now. There are employers out there where people like myself who have gone out seeking jobs, who want to remain productive members of society, even though they've been dealing with and living with a handicap for a prolonged period of time. You go to an employer and they don't want you. They're told not to hire you. By who? Their insurance company, because they don't want the liability.
Discrimination too, though. But I understand. I get what you're saying.
No kidding. And I had it happen to me. And rather than make a big stink about it, I turned around and just walked away.
Right. There's stuff out there like that happening too. Insurance company says no, I'm not taking the liability, and I get that, but prove that it's so. For them to sit out here, and I say, damn, I'm talking about government officials or people in the labor department that talk about all this shit about there's no discrimination in jobs and hiring. We don't have age discrimination. We don't have bullshit. There's all that discrimination going on, even though you put all your dumbass laws in place. It still goes on.
Yes.
They just are finding better ways to hide it and say, I'm not going to hire you because this candidate is here, or because you have your
you and your quackish. God damn it. God damn it.
Oh, I'm not in my underwears. I'm in shorts, bro.
All right.
Let's be real. Let's be real. So that's why a lot of people are sitting here online trying to make money anymore. That pushes right into the system of maybe, the replacement theory system that they keep talking about, the great replacement, where you can replace all the white Caucasian males with immigrants so that we're now the minority, which we are the minority now. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It all leads into that. You can make that argument now. I can understand that argument. Before I was like, whatever. Now I can understand it.
And I really like the analogy you make with the Native American Indian, and that goes to the African American as well too, bro.
Yeah, we tried reparations.
If anybody, here's a left turn, okay, guys. If anybody should be getting any fucking thing, respiration, the whole fucking 9 yard, is the fucking Native American.
Yes, sir.
Thus the word native, man. Native American. And
okay,
those people don't ask for a fucking thing.
Can we go to Webster's or any dictionary and get the definition of native? What is the definition of native?
They have
Stand by.
They have yuppified and creepified the damn name a few times. It was Native American, which is nice and stylish for a while. Then it became, indigenous persons. Oh, no, wait a minute.
Yes.
That's not good. We can't do that. We have to say first people.
Belonging to a particular place by birth.
Yep. So, where were you born? In what country?
I was born here.
That makes you a Native American. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
yes, you do.
Indigenous makes you that's just a fancy name for native.
Yeah.
Let's just stop calling it like this is the hypocrisy of it all that kills me. Stop calling it native or Indian. There's nothing wrong. We're not being insensitive. We're not being racially profiling. We're not doing anything to discriminate against you, make fun of you, harass you. Just a name. So, but you've tried reparations on that. It's called reservations. And I can tell you from being a kid bagging groceries, the first through the 5th, 15th through 17th, those were some busy days, man, because Here come the people from the reservation. Guess what? You're fitting about 5 carts of groceries in that station wagon with 10 other motherfuckers, and don't scratch them eggs. Don't scratch them eggs. I'm telling you, I seen the wads, food stamps back when it was paper food stamps. Then the wad of cash to pay for all the beer that came through. We tried that. We gave them money. We gave them housing. We gave them land. But then I say we tell them what they can or can't do on their land.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Tell me how it's worked out, because Native Americans are still having issues financially, economically. That's why they build the casinos. But then you tell them they can only have so many. That's straight right there. That's what's going to happen with your reparations.
A large part of the problem is the land that they gave them wasn't fertile enough. It wasn't good enough for them to be able to thrive on the way they should have been able to.
Exactly. Yeah, it was all for the plan.
And Native American Indians, or whatever you want to call them, this particular minute, they didn't stay in one place. They were nomadic. You fucking morons.
Oh, where's the bell? Where's the bell?
Hey, but they were fighting. But let's be honest, they were fighting and killing each other long before the Europeans or anybody else came to America. So why are we sitting there having some crisis and we're having this pity party and feeling bad? All our VJs are bleeding because they got done wrong. No, human trafficking, human slavery, that's been around since the inception of war.
Yes.
Indian tribes, guess what happened? You got taken over, you became part of the tribe, the women became baby makers, or you were traded off as labor. That's been since
right.
the world.
The Chinese had indentured servitude. The Egyptians had Jewish slaves. The Romans had anything they could get their hands on, slaves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why is it that you want me to pay reparations or feel bad about it?
Vote.
I don't get that. Don't
They just want another big payoff.
And then what happens after that payoff? The prime example was going on with Native Americans.
It won't stop, especially if they get it. It won't stop.
But who's going to pay for it? Because you better get your ass over to Portugal, and the Portuguese, the Samoan Native Pacific Islanders, the Caribbean Islanders, the people from Spain, from all the Brazil, South America, they were navigating the seas. West Indies Trading Company, that big one, off the movie, that was for real.
Oh, sure was.
They were doing the ones navigating the seas. So who's going to help pay for that? British, France? I mean, come on now, let's get real. You want money. Let's talk about who's really involved.
Anybody happen to remember a movie called about the Amistad?
Yes, no. I remember that movie.
Oh, Amistad?
The Amistad.
Yeah.
Story about
a
slave ship that the slaves had done an insurrection over, and they took it over, and then they wound up floating around until somebody finally found the ship and towed it into a port somewhere, and then tried to claim them as salvaged goods or whatever else. Make a long story short, they were here locked up for, I believe, almost 3 years, going through the courts before the Supreme Judicial Court was addressed, and they finally made the decision that the right of insurrection by anyone who's held captive by someone, by a tormentor, is paramount. And these people had the right to do what they did, and that they were indeed people that belonged in Africa, and they were ordered by the Supreme Judicial Court to be returned at the earliest possible moment and released free.
Yeah, man. Were you a history teacher in your last life?
I'm telling you, man. He's fucking.
No, I slept at a Holiday Inn.
No, but
sure the fuck wasn't a comedian.
Yeah. That's a true story. It happened.
Yes.
But that's another one to the point of go get people from the nation of Africa to help pay for these reparations too, because they're the ones that were trading off their people.
They sold their own people.
Don't come to me with that bullshit. No, we didn't. Yes, your people did. You want to claim Africa as homeland? Well, guess what? They were doing it all the way up to the 1950s, 1940s.
And by the way, how many of you saw the video of that lady who's been screaming and touting all this time about reparations and this and that, whatever else?
Oh.
They did a DNA test on her and find out that she actually has blood relatives that stepped off the Mayflower.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Yes.
How does that work?
Wasn't that
Unbelievable.
a horrific ship full of racist and terrorism and all kinds of other crazy stuff nowadays? Don't they say that about that?
Yeah.
So whatever.
Well,
Whatever, man.
with that being said, listen, we're out of time, guys. It was great. Thanks for everybody who tuned in, checked out, all that stuff like that. Wish some of you would, comment, break up the monotony here. Sometimes we got no problem with that, man. Whatever's on your mind. With that being said, from me, peace and love to everybody out there. Enjoy life. You're only on this ride one time. Mr. B.
All I gotta say is something my grandfather used to say all the time, and it is true to this very day. If you're true to yourself, you're true to everybody. To thine own self be true. Good night, everyone.
Mr. D.
I'm going to stop practicing my German because I heard Mr. B's a little German, so he can definitely let me know.
Ach du lieber, was good fun we have, yeah.
So the one I'm going to say is, excuse me, where is the train station? In Schuligen's. Hey, hold up, Clyde. Hold up, Clyde. In Schuligen, bitte. Was is the Bahnhof? Thank you, Blaze. Thank you, everybody.
You got it, brother. Donnie.
Hey, just think positive, do pause, man. Appreciate you listening, tuning in, connecting however you connect, man. Yeah. Keep your head up, man.
You should have let me go first because I have nothing really interesting to say.
Good night.
Have a great night, and I'll maybe see you
Jim.
next week.
All right. Good night, everybody. Catch us next Tuesday. All right. If you're a fan of Mr. Jim and you're from the New England area and you're watching the show, if it's beautiful out, you won't see him on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
With that being said, good night,
Maybe
everybody.
I'll do every other. We'll see how it works out.
Well, good night, everybody. Peace and love.
Let's get a
See ya.
donate button.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue